question for you. Have you ever woken up the day after a workout, gone to sit on the toilet, struggled, and thought, yes, this must mean I've had a great workout? Today, we're going to unpack a really common myth in the fitness world, and that is soreness, or DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, equals progress. I'm going to share what the research actually says, why soreness happens, and whether you really need it to get stronger, fitter, healthier. Okay, so what is DOMS? It stands for delayed onset muscle soreness, and it usually shows up 24 to 72 hours after unfamiliar or intense exercise. It feels like stiffness, tenderness, or an ache when you move or press on a muscle. For years, people believed that soreness was caused by lactic acid buildup in the muscles, but the science doesn't support that. In fact, a study on runners showed that lactic acid levels spiked during level running, but those athletes reported little soreness afterwards. On the other hand, downhill running, which caused much more soreness, didn't elevate lactate much at all. So lactic acid isn't the culprit. Instead, soreness is thought to come from tiny amounts of muscle damage, inflammation, and even nervous system sensitivity after exercise. Soreness tends to be highest when you do something new. Let's say you normally run, but then decide to do a heavy squat session. Or maybe you always lift, but suddenly you try a boxing class. That novelty, the new stress on tissues and movement patterns tends to trigger DOMS. Your body adapts quickly though. The same workout a week or two later probably won't leave you nearly as sore. This is called the repeated bout effect. Your muscles, connective tissues, and nervous system adapt, making you more resilient. Soreness is not a reliable marker of effort or progress. It's mostly a marker of novelty. Okay, the big question. Does soreness actually mean you're building muscle? The short answer is no. Muscle growth happens mainly because of mechanical tension, challenging your muscles with progressive overload, combined with recovery and nutrition. A review by Brad Schoenfeld in 2012 looked at muscle damage and hypertrophy. He found that while muscle damage might play a minor role, hypertrophy can absolutely occur in the absence of significant soreness. In other words, you can grow without being sore. A 2021 review went even further, calling DOMS a false friend. It showed that soreness doesn't correlate well with muscle damage, nor with training effectiveness. Sometimes you can feel sore without much adaptation, and sometimes you can adapt hugely without much soreness. Soreness isn't proof that you've stimulated growth, it's just feedback that your body isn't used to what you did. If you chase soreness all the time, you might actually hold yourself back. Heavy soreness can interfere with performance, reduce motivation to train, and even increase injury risk if you're always pushing through fatigue. Because soreness is often highest when trying something completely new, people sometimes confuse novelty with effectiveness. One modern review even argued that focusing on DOMS can distract from the real markers of progress: mechanical tension, recovery, and gradual overload. So if your goal is strength, hypertrophy, or fitness, consistency beats soreness every time. So your practical takeaways: don't panic if you're not sore after a workout. It doesn't mean it wasn't effective. Don't treat soreness as a badge of honor. It's not proof of progress. If you're constantly sore, that's probably a sign to dial back, recover more, or check your training plan. Focus on gradual progression, good nutrition, sleep, and listening to your body. Those are much better indicators than how sore you are. Progress comes from training smart, not just training until you can't walk the next day. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like and subscribe. I put out new science-based, myth-busting videos every week to help you make informed, confident choices for your health and fitness.